Good evening, everybody. Back again. The last one was Kimya Dawson. If you're not familiar, check her out on the YouTubes. Kimya, Kimya Dawson. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Andy. And Shay, glad you like it. I saw the comment. Sorry, it took me a moment to respond. Bluegrass Picker, we got Steve, AM Pickers. And this is also over on Facebook. People on Facebook, you may hear me responding to chat. The chat is actually live on YouTube. There's a link down in the comments of this. If you're watching on Facebook, you can go to YouTube, and then there's a live chat over on YouTube. Facebook doesn't have live chat. So that's that. I'm getting a couple of large multi-quantity orders on postcards out of my way to make my life easier. Finding the other crap ton of postcards I have to ship out today. It's a good weekend. Finally got my game back from WATA grading. 5 months to the day. Got it listed. The other game I purchased to get graded is a fake. So I'm figuring out what I'm doing with that. I contacted eBay, and they gave me a coupon because it's outside of the return period. Contacted the seller, and if that doesn't work, I will do a chargeback. Yeah, that was the Bollywood cover of I'm Still Alive. What's up, Lobster? I wonder if anyone's watching over on Facebook. Let me take a look. Yep. Yeah, well. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to $50 free eBay tape, and hopefully have the buyer take a return. All right, and then this one. Man, it was a dang crazy sales weekend. Not huge money. I think the most expensive thing I sold was this. It's only $70. Besides the Curtis Mathis tape player, which still hasn't been paid for. If the person pays for that, that'll be the biggest sale of the weekend. But I have my doubts. I actually turned off the immediate payment requirement going live on MySpace, right? Yes, I paid for the 60 business day turnaround, and it took over 90 business days. WATA sucks. Like, super sucks, dirty donkey dong. They, no communication, no updates, nothing. They don't give you anything. They don't give you any expectation of like when your stuff is going to get there, when it's going to be done, how long it's delayed for. They take many, many days if you contact them to respond. I will never use their service again. I will tell all of you that you should not use their service. I gave them every benefit of the doubt along the way. They are terrible. Sent it 2 weeks ago. Yeah. I mean, I sent it in October 12th, and I got it today. My understanding, though, is PSA is pretty communicative and straightforward with expectations and turnaround. When I placed my order, it said could be 60 business days. Actually, when I first placed my order, it was 60 days, and then it changed on their website to 60 business days. And the only way, like, to do the super fast turnaround one only makes sense if you're sending in a very, very high value game. All right, I'm going to sit down because I got a lot of postcards to ship here. So, yeah, don't use WATA. I would try I'll try VGM. If I ever grade a game again, I'm going VGM. I think they're far more reputable anyways. You guys don't know, there's go here. Let me give you the video. I recommend everybody watch this. Where is it? There it is. Oops. Craigslist Hunter dropped this video last year. Hello, Judy. If you haven't watched it and you're interested in at all in video games, stuff, blah, 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 go have a watch about essentially it's being essentially propped up by this company and Heritage Auctions. All right, this one. I need to do this. So I think probably one of the reasons I had crazy sales this weekend is when my sales ended on Friday night. Saturday morning, I ended and relisted like 3,600 items. So I have a feeling that was part of the push. All right, one down, many to go. Yeah, huge scam. And listen, if you've been in business for 5 years and you can't get your shit together enough to handle volume, then not a company worth working with. I don't want to give them any more money. VGM's been around a while, although there's stuff, you know, you can look at with them as well, but I know this buyer, he buys from me all the time. Yep, that's very true. I mean, for me, it's at the end of the day, like I think I spent $130 for the service. But I got the game for free. Or very, very little. And not even I picked it up not even knowing it was sealed. There was a local local board game store, and they were having like a garage sale, and I bought all the video game stuff they had because it was pretty cheap, and grabbed that not even knowing it was sealed. Got it home. When I realized it was sealed, I'm like, oh sweet, like this looks pretty clean. Maybe I'll give this a try, send it in, get it graded. And you know, I waited a few months to not for any reason. I just never got around to sending it in, and finally did. And it came back like 7.5 and an A grade on the seal, for whatever that's worth. So I put it up at $400. I think it can get that. It might be a tad on the high side, but I can always adjust down the road if I need to. We'll see. But yeah, I also purchased that Mario DS sealed, which turns out is a fake. So that'll be fun to chase down. Right. I mean, I'll just charge for a Zoom call. I'll authenticate your postcard via Zoom for $20. It's going to go like this. Does it say Merrimack Publishing on the back? No? Okay, it's real. Send your money to me. Hello, Karen Anderson. Does it have a postmark on the back from the 1930s or earlier? All right, probably real. So yeah, even if it sells for even half of what I have it up for, it's still I still make like $80 on it. But the thing is, I could have sold it sealed for $80 anyways. I will say this, the product is nice. The product is really nice. Like the encapsulation, high quality. Here, I'll grab it real quick. Let me print this real quick and then. So they sent it to like in a good like 4 mil plastic bag, packaged well. There it is. There's the grade. There's the thing. There's the other thing. All that. All like UV protected and like it's heavy duty. I mean, it's like I said, it's nice. Yeah, it's a nice product that you get. That's the only good thing I'll say about it. Nice product, shitty service. I think that it's definitely one of those collectibles that is prone to having the bottom completely fall out of it. Like, I don't think it's one of those things that's going to continually increase. Here's why. A big part of vintage video game collecting is the nostalgia. The kids who came Gen Z or whatever it is we call the ones after millennials don't have the same kind of nostalgia for Super Mario Brothers or whatever as Gen Z and later do, or sorry, the millennials and later do. Wait, millennials are and earlier do. Video games nowadays are pretty much all downloadable. Having a physical like copy of an electronic, you know, and it might be 20 years before that happens, but when buying them, you know what? Go over to Popeye's Postcards, and in his he did a. I suggest watching his series on buying and selling postcards. That's really the best. He'll give you way more information than I can give you, and better information on that video. It's really well done, and it gives you everything you need to know. CGC is legit. Whoa, that's 20K. That's crazy. Yeah, your 5K wasn't taking it. Those train guys be crazy. Yeah, he probably wasn't even. He's not for that kind of money. He's probably not a reseller. He's a collector. What's not connecting? Let me check something. What's it's working right? Yeah, but the thing is that's once the nostalgia factor dies out for people, or either the market is right-sized, which basically comes down to information about what supply actually is, which I think supply is a lot bigger than most people think. you're going to see, I guarantee you it's going to crash. All you have to do is look at what happened to the coin and stamp market in the late 80s and early 90s. Same thing. When it's the same problem with NFTs. You start printing your own currency, and eventually you're going to render your currency worthless. I'm just in that first class. Something's. Yeah, I mean, look at NFTs. If you can just keep making NFTs, right? It's exactly what happened in the 90s with baseball cards, right? Oh, baseball cards are popular and worth money. And all of a sudden there's this new grading system that comes along, and new pricing magazines like, Beckett basically was part of the ruin of, the value of baseball cards in the 90s, right? Because all of a sudden all the baseball card companies were like, oh, wow, people are buying these because they think it's worth money. We'll just start printing 10 times more. And the market gets flooded, the price crashes, and all of a sudden, card shops can't get rid of their product. The card producers sort of respond to that by, oh, well, now we have premium cards. And all of a sudden you have like Topps comes out with Stadium Club, and Fleer comes out with their Leaf line, which had been their Canadian counterpart. They start using their other IPs for essentially flooding the market with a different product that's, deemed somehow better, which basically crashes the market of the first product as well. But then you have, all of a sudden, your premium product is so plentiful that it then becomes worthless again. So right, there you go. Yeah, that's crazy too. I mean, it depends on the card, obviously, but I mean, I used to have like a stack of, I have no idea what happened to them, but I had a stack of like 100 Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie cards. I believe my grandmother took them and put them in a safe deposit box and then died. That was my understanding of what happened to them. And at one point, those things were like, I mean, they're back up again, which is. Oops. 4x6. I'm not printing them onto envelopes. I print them onto labels and then put the label on the envelope. And yes. Oh yeah, I remember that. What does a 1990 Frank Thomas go for nowadays? Dude, I spent so much money on that damn Leaf set. Oh, it's like a $24 card. Graded 958. What does it sell for though? PSA 9, $33. Ungraded, 15-20. But I mean, that's 30-year-old card now. It took 30 years to basically come up to that. Think about this though. All right, in 1987, all right, that was the year that Topps came out with their Woody set, right? 88 was the Mark McGwire rookie. 30 years back from 1987 was the Mickey Mantle rookie card. All right, and at that time, that was still a $50,000 card in the 80s. There's not a lot of 80s and 90s era cards that I can't think of any that go for that kind of money. All right, I'll look up the Kennedy rookie. $40, $50, $60, graded. Here we go. 89 Upper Deck. PSA 7, $70. PSA SGC 6, $60. PSA 987, I mean 7.5, $65. PSA 9, $267. When Ken Griffey Jr., but I mean, from what I recall, it was like a $50 card even like 10, 20 years ago. It was like the price on a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card has pretty much stayed like right where it's at. And eventually, you know what is going to happen is like there's not going to be any more Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards left to grade. And then the bottom will fall out of that market. Yeah, the 89 upper deck is the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie. So yeah, that was that year. That was the big card, and then the next year the big card was the Frank Thomas Leaf Series 2, right? '88, really the only big one was the Mark McGuire USA team traded rookie card. Unless you want to count the Fleer Billy Ripken error. I wonder what the Fleer Billy Ripken error goes for nowadays. Well, let's see. The most the Ken Griffey Jr. is sold for 10 gem mint, $3,000. With autograph, 10 Beckett authenticated, 2,500. All right, let's see the Billy Ripken error. The one with "fuck you" on the bat, $500. PSA 10 gem mint. But really more in the $300 and $400 range. Yeah, that's the one. Oh yeah. I don't think it's a market that, there's no regulation on it, right? So it's same thing with the video game, sealed video game market. No regulation. It's completely manipulatable, right? If you've got the money and the will and you've got to be relatively, savvy to markets in general. But and that's the thing is, like, for sports cards, it's there's a physical thing, right? And it's a known valuable or collectible. NFTs, what I get what makes it an NFT valuable, right? It's more or less its desirability. What I don't understand is what makes an NFT desirable. Why does somebody want one piece of electronic data versus a other piece of electronic data? There's some things where it makes sense, right? Where it's like the only digital version of a particular song, or I guess Johnny Depp is doing an art series called NFT, where he's basically selling his paintings as NFTs. But it's actually, from what I understand, tied to the actual piece of art itself, the actual painting. So you own the NFT, but you own the actual art as well. So that kind of makes sense, because somebody might want the whatever connection to Johnny Depp or whatever it is. They're it's all paintings of famous people. So you did like one of Hunter S. Thompson. Obviously, a Johnny Depp painting of Hunter S. Thompson is gonna be fucking valuable. Like there's a million reasons why I shouldn't have to explain to anyone. And but so something like that I get. How an unknown artist can sell a piece of digital art for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, $1 million. Don't get it. Just do not get it. Yep. So honestly, like, here's the thing. What is to stop? And any of you steal this goddamn idea, I will hunt you down. Why not simply create a program that continuously generates NFTs the same way that you mine Bitcoin or whatever, right? Continually creates NFTs and lists them in marketplaces for 10 cents, 25 cents, whatever, right? Just automate the process and just continually, that's all it does. You turn it on and all the machine does is makes NFTs and lists them on NFT marketplaces, right? For 10 cents, 25 cents, $1, whatever, right? And then you set up a bank account, just continually taking money. The only limitation is how fast you can create NFTs. You know what? 99.99% of them aren't going to sell. The rest of them, right? It's like the Superman 2 fraction of a penny rounding off, right? It's all numbers. You know, you buy one piece of art, an original painting somewhere, you break it into a million different pieces, each one digitally independent of the other, and just flood the market with like garbage original art. Not even garbage original art, pieces of garbage original art, right? For pennies, dimes. Make the barrier of entry as low as possible, but automate the process. NFT is not limited quantity. It's unlimited quantity. That's what I mean, you can have, it's limited quantity of a token, right? But it's unlimited quantity of tokens. Right? I don't see the difference between making a billion of one card or a billion different cards. And if you have a billion different cards, what could possibly make one more valuable than the other? Sure, yeah, it's absolutely all about hype and talk. That's all it is, though, right? It's the same thing with digital currency, right? Right? All the digital currency basically is just hype, right? The value goes up as and moves from one currency to another based on nothing but hype. And I mean, just like any currency, it's all, its value is only based on the collective agreement of its value. What am I looking for here? This is Graceful Beach. The problem is all the people who agree on the value of something are so easily swayed, right? That they will turn their attention in an instant from Ethereum to Bitcoin to Dogecoin from Dogecoin to whatever. Dude, I'm not even close to done with postcards. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But Marvel can make unlimited NFTs, right? Unlimited individual NFTs, right? They're not, because they can keep making new Marvel characters, or they can make an NFT of a single frame of a single Marvel movie, or a single frame of a single comic book. They can do that essentially infinitely. Right? How many NFTs can come out of Spider-Man #1, right? How many different NFTs can you make out of one comic book? Yes. Buying gold and Bob Ross paintings. That's where I'm going to put all of my money. I mean, the way, like, if you want to make money off of NFTs, there's only one way, in my opinion, to do it, and that is fast. You want to get into that market and the fuck out. Because I don't even think it has like 3 years on it. I mean, even digital currency is, the second that it poses a threat to the U.S. economy, like if it Bitcoin gets too big to fail or whatever, right? If people have too much of their own net worth wrapped into it, or too much of their savings or whatever, right? Like, if a crash in Bitcoin also means that there's a crash in the economy, it's going to be regulated in a second. There's no way the government isn't going to step in at that point. Hello, Annie. Oop. Oh, am I almost done with postcards? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I mean, the Bitcoin value has not really moved all that much in the last 5 years. I mean, there's been fluctuations, right? You can still make money off the fluctuations, but the problem is there's too much transaction cost anymore to make much. That's true for a lot of the digital currency. I mean, the only thing I ever use Bitcoin for anymore is buying drugs on the dark web. Fire up the old Tor dark web browser. Every time I go to Coinstar, I turn it into Bitcoin. That's how I pay my drug dealer in loose change. Crap, now I can't monetize this video. Yeah, I mean, you can get a digital wallet anywhere. I mean, I've got I've got Coinbase and all that stuff. Yeah, that's probably true too. Although I have a feeling that it will be federally decriminalized before the end of Biden's term. Which will basically mean like either, states have to make it illegal. Or states have to keep it illegal, however they want everyone to word that. Come on, eBay. Give me my label. What is up, Kyle? Gun oil. Hey, Barbara. What's going on? Damn. Are those the ones you got at the auction? I think it's pretty awesome that you essentially rolled all those junk comics into brand new unjunk comics. You not only increased the quantity of comics that you had, but you also drastically improved the condition of the comics that you had. Well done. You basically traded up. Right? Because that was the same auction where you sold all of your Firehouse comics. I mean, the CDs are easy. I would say start with your sealed ones. Nice, Barbara. That's a good weekend. I had a crazy weekend too. I'm just now finishing. This is my last. I have 2 other postcards I gotta go ship out that are going first class, and then after that, and I'm not doing everything tonight. There are still 30. I still have 29 orders to ship. Oh my God. Somebody paid for their postcard 20 minutes before eBay would have automatically canceled. Talk about in the nick of time. All right, let me send out some offers real quick. Yeah, you dumped the junk and you picked up all the good ones, and sure, you paid a little bit of extra money, but yeah, you nailed it. All right, this is gonna go. We're gonna send one for that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that, and that, and that. That was a lot of postcards. Let's see here. I'm gonna send out. Yeah, well, let's do all of these for 5%. Yeah, I mean, you always know you kicked ass when everybody else is pissed off. So just since I started this stream, while I was shipping postcards, sold another 4 for $38.44. Luckily, that's all I'm gonna have to pull tomorrow. So let me get these two wrapped up real quick. There's little Ricky. Oh, nice. So you spend $150 on an upgrade. And you have, yeah. And that stuff's going to be gold at the flea market. Well, I'm glad your mom's watching my videos. You ever seen this? Say hi to your mother for me, all right? Oh. Ass handed to me. Yeah, well. Spent $1,200 on absolute crap to make $1. Well, yeah. I mean, all you got to do is basically put all those, the ones you got at the flea at $1 a piece, and you're just gonna make money, money, money. Where is this thing? What is next? All right, I'm just going to do some like low-hanging fruit stuff. Easy shippers. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. Check this out. This is pretty cool. This took a really long time to sell. It's a paperweight with this like cool acrylic thing in there. Looks like an eyeball. But really nice wood paperweight. I thought this would sell a lot quicker. It's handmade. I think it's just somebody made blocks of plywood, but they've got these cool little acrylic balls in there. Sold for took an offer for $30, and it took like this is one of the first things I put in my store. It's been around a while. I had actually forgotten about it. You just built a CD dispenser, holds 1,400. CD comic and record dispenser. Oh, nice. So how does that work? Do you like put in $1 and it spits out a record? Oh, it's going to Newcastle, Delaware. You know what that means, right? It's really weird because I swear that it said. Let's see here. Let's find out, shall we? username. Yeah, because there's a 6-digit code. So this is going to a freight forwarding service of some kind. Buys us to you. Based in China. Has been an eBay member since 2015. Guaranteed freight forwarding. All right. Sold a pattern. This is from all those many patterns that I spent a long time sorting and going through. This is not vintage. 2002. Almost vintage. Well, vintage, right? Technically vintage now. Right, Lester, it's vintage now. Hi. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a rack made of wood and has drawers. That's not a dispenser then. It's just a rack with drawers. Come on, you want to say hi to the peeps? Peeps want to say hi to you. Show them the beans. Show them the beans. Shit. All right. Well, is there anything I can do here one-handed? Probably not. Oh, I did sell a Vidya game. Brute Force for the Xbox. Sold for a whopping $7.15. Can you believe it? Buster, we're going to send you to college. Oh, all right. We can do that. That is the sound of the ferry letting off in my town. Sold this copper ashtray, hand-hammered copper. This is by Craftsman Company, different company than the Craftsman Tool Company, but still its own collectible brand. So there's two Craftsman. There's Craftsman Tools, and then there's Craftsman Copper. This is the Craftsman Copper. Pretty neat. Hammered copper ashtrays. I have probably sold a dozen of them at this point, and well, I don't have any in stock right now because they're all sold. But worth keeping an eye out for. They're a good thrift shop item. All right. I'm almost done here too as well, Justin. The whole point of these after dark shipping sessions are just to get ahead so I'm not overwhelmed on Monday morning. What? We're probably going to do like one or two more. I sold a hat. Star Wars Episode 1 Pepsi promo adjustable. I think I bought this at a garage sale over the summer. That feels right. Sold for $12.92 plus shipping. I'm going to ship out the consignment photos. Oh, they only got 3 of the 5. All right, so that one. That one. And I think this one. Yes. Okay, so those go back away. One. 2 and there. Yep. My brains are starting to shut down for the night. I have a record sleeve. It's $130 and 3 photographs, and they're a consignment, so definitely making sure to take as much care as possible, since technically not mine. Huzzah! Well, thank you very much, AM Pickers. It looks like people are dropping off like flies, so I'm about to do the same. Okie dokie. I think that's all we're doing. All right, folks, that's going to be it for tonight. We'll be back bright and early in the morning, sometime around 8:30 in there. Let me throw you a link into the chat real quick for tomorrow's video. Here is tomorrow's. We'll be back in the morning. And that, everybody, is that. Hope you all have a great night. We will catch you all on, the Flippity Flap. Peace out. Bye.